Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mod and Pop Thrift. My name is Tom. I'm a full-time eBay reseller and stay-at-home dad for my 6 children. And today we have 7 going out of here. I'm noticing a trend in my store where a lot of the things that are selling are things that I've bought this week. And a lot of the things that have been sitting for 6 months aren't the things that are selling. And so I need to figure out a plan for that. But here's what we got. These are 3 of the items, and they literally were all listed in the last 3 days. This is just a Nintendo branded power cord for an original Nintendo. The way you can tell the difference, besides if you look on here and you say model number NES, the one for the Super Nintendo would say SNES, but the Nintendo one is black and the Super Nintendo one is gray. And the Super Nintendo one also fits a Virtual Boy. This was a retro truckload sale, something I've had around for a long time. This we paid $3.10 for just 2 days ago. This sold for $19.50 free shipping. And by contrast, this is going to be really easy to ship. For this, sold for $23 free shipping, and it's not going to be hard to ship, but it's not going to be nearly as easy as this. And then these Polk speakers sold for $65 free shipping, and I paid $3.10 for those. But they're going to be, they won't be hard to ship either, but they'll be, not as easy as a t-shirt. So Jack LaLanne juicer parts. This is the thing you mash your carrots down into the juicer with. This sold for $9 plus shipping. I paid $5 for the whole thing, parted it out. I think I have 1 or 2 pieces left of the 2 machines I found in the same week. They sell reasonably well. That's probably been 6 weeks ago, and they've all almost entirely moved. And then this hat, so this sold, buyers all in at $19. I think it was $9 plus $8 shipping, something like that, plus change and tax. This I paid $2.50 for like 8 or 10 of these all at once, $2.50 each. This is the last one. Finally moved all of them. For 12, there was a couple I took offers on. This one sold full price, $12.90 plus shipping. And these are Hardee's giveaways from 1990 for Illini football. Hokas, generally speaking, are good. I'm trying to find light somewhere. Hokas, generally speaking, are pretty good. These were not a great pickup because of how worn out the bottoms are. I paid $6 for them. They sold for $30 in like 2 weeks. So, any other shoe, and they're the Gaviota 2s, and I think they're on like 8 or something now on those. So, the model makes a difference. These are not super desirable because they're older and they're pretty worn out, but given the idea that these are not the best model and they're worn out, and they still sold in 2 weeks for $30-something all in. It's, Hokas hold some value and are desirable. So if you find good Hokas, they can do really, really well. And then Liquid Wrench, Super Oil. I got a bunch of these at auction. And that one sold for $6 plus shipping. I paid like $1 a can for like 15 in a lot or something. This is how the other half of my day goes, which I can't complain too much. But it's a little hard to get anything accomplished, isn't it? These are my girls. Say bye. Breaking up with my local Goodwill Volume 2, we are going to go 20 minutes across the river to a town called Washington, Illinois, where everybody says the Goodwill is full of milk and honey. And so, let's give it a shot. I do have a little more time today. The kids have early dismissals on most Wednesdays in the year. And so, today they don't because it's Thursday. So, I should be able to leave there at like 2:15, and it's 2:30 now. It's 12:30 now. I am quite surprised at the number of people who have no headlights on, and you guys can see, I guess the visibility looks a little better on the screen than it does in real life. In real life! But the number of people with no headlights, it's alarming. So everybody says this Goodwill is good, and I have been here a handful of times. I've even made videos here before. I do okay. We're gonna give it a shot, but there's literally 3 parking places left in the entire parking. They don't have a lot of parking, but this place is evidently fairly packed. Again, the goal, 15 items, over 100% sell-through rate, and reasonable margins, good money. This is really interesting. Very ornate on top. It's heavy. Can't tell. Oh, it is taped up. And that's a first time find for me. These don't, oh God, these are in really bad shape. $6.80 for no bowls. But they are coming apart at the seams, quite literally. Dang. Bears don't generally do well from Build-A-Bear, but other animals tend to. I've never seen a Jurassic Park one, and most of the time these are dated. So this is from 22. So here we have 14, and then I know over here there's a handful that were 22 and 7. Makes you wonder, is it worth trying to put together a run here? There's 26. So this is the entire toy section. But I was drawn over here by this, because it's obviously the Disney Castle from a mile away. Playmates 1987. 35 listed, 2 sold, and they sold for like 17 bucks. And this is not priced. So that's a hard pass, unfortunately. It's also missing the tips to a lot of the towers. So I gotta say, I'm not sure that the prices are better enough to make it worth driving the 25 minutes out here. Obey. No. T-shirts are $5.44. There's a lot of different stuff. Some of the higher end stuff isn't quite as high, but it's less prevalent here. I did find one that is less, $3.26, and it's Keith Haring, but it's H&M, so I'm going to comp it and see. So I haven't looked at this too closely yet, but that Lego tag gets me excited. $5.44 XL. Doesn't seem to be dated. Just a Legoland t-shirt. Is there anything on the back? No. Man. See, so this is why this store would be better. This one is new with tag, and still the $5.44. I don't know about Baddock Bay, but new with tag and that print makes me think it's probably pretty good. And Ruby's holding the stuff and blowing bubbles. You blowing bubbles at him? No. Anytime you see the Warner Brothers Studio store, it's probably worth picking up. It's worth looking into. 2000 Tweety Bird embroidery. I don't think that's something I'm going to get. Here's what's crazy is I'm really reasonably certain that I have this exact same shirt in my store, and I bought it here. This one's a large, and at $3.26, I think it's probably a get. But I say that full well knowing that the one that I've had in my store has been sitting forever. So why would I pick up another one? So I'm finding quite a few shirts, t-shirts that are $3.26, which is good. And then this dog looks like probably a pretty good get on that. Jersey's heavyweight. This is interesting. I haven't really looked at it yet. Monte Carlo Nationals 2017. And this is where this store is going to shine and over my store. $5.44. Now Michael Kors, I'm not buying that if it was $1 because I'm just not in my range of knowledge, and it's not a banger piece for sure. And so, but this store did not mark that up to, this is $19.99, or no, that's $888. I thought it said S99. This long sleeve might be worth the get. Anyway, the Michael Kors at $2.99. Wow. At my store, that Michael Kors would be $9.99, marked up as a like a luxury item as opposed to a just regular shirt. So if they continue the trend of being $544, I've never heard of this Ike Bear, but then like if you fold that, that goes away. It's holographic, looking like that in person too. Made in the USA. So I'm gonna look that one up. 1,100 listed and like 100 sold, and nothing with any tremendous value. This looks like old Banana Republic, made in the United Arab Emirates. You know what I see from here is this chair. That one. I'm gonna head over to the bathroom, but I think that chair is a Haywood Wakefield Fishbone, and I'll put an example up. And those are really valuable chairs. This one's been redone to the point where it's worthless, but it's a neat thing to find. So this is a fisherman sweater with the ribs and the knots, and this one is made in the US, Bill Blass. So I don't know how much it is. $544. I'm gonna have to comp that because I don't know that Bill Blass is a brand worth messing with, but that sweater, made in the US, fisherman sweater, gives it a couple of really good notches under its belt. $544 for another Rock Creek Ranch Pearl Snap, and this is in the 3X section, marked as 2X. It's a nice looking shirt. So they just brought that rack out, and I've finished going through the men's clothes, and I found these two pieces that I just don't know what they are, so I grabbed them. Mager Stereotactic. I've never heard of Magpie Robin. And then this one's Sweet Feet. Like, you didn't steal no Sweet Feet shoes. But it looks like a small brand thing that could be really good. I don't know. I was gonna look at them and see. Now I'm looking through the hard goods, and this is one of those stores where it's a horrible mess. Like, it's crazy. Just everything's thrown, which is fine, I guess, but it's a little harder to know that you've seen everything unless you dig around a lot. So it's crazy. I never saw one of these before a couple weeks ago, and now I see them all the time everywhere. Let's see what this is for $5. So on the bottom of here it says West Bend 73010, and there are 11 listed and 0 sold. So I have looked through every bit of men's clothing and that new rack that's there. I looked through the media, CDs, and then books are on the back, and then DVDs are in the middle. I looked through that little section of toys, and all the hard goods are in that front corner. I'm not finding much. I have a cart full of clothes to comp, but I wouldn't be surprised if I put half of it back. So these pieces may be something. Magar, Stereotactic, Korea, and Sweet Feet from the Lower East Side. That just looks like a high-end design thing, but I can't find anything to comp either of those. And these, I'm not really going to comp. They're $3. And this one, I know there's a couple listed with like 10, 15 bucks, but I suspect I can do better than that on Whatnot or listing it on eBay. That one's just a cool piece that will sell. 38 listed, 1 sold, and the price is comp as low as 10 bucks on the listed ones. This one surprises me quite a bit. This exact same shirt sold, same size, new with tag, for 10 bucks plus shipping. So this one is $326. It's Keith Haring. There's only one listed like it, exactly like it, and it's 25 bucks. So I'm gonna probably get it and do mine for $20. I think we're gonna skip the Janet Ivanovich because there weren't like runs. It was just several random ones. And this one is no markings other than a sticker on the inside that says Made in Mexico. Well, I don't think it was much worth coming all this way over. I could drive 5 minutes to the one by my house and come away with a lot more pieces most of the time. Spend a little bit more money, but a lot less time. And sure, this is a random Tuesday, Thursday, but like the price, the selection, there aren't as many racks. The selection isn't significantly different, and it's not super much cheaper. And then there isn't nearly as many new racks coming out. There's not nearly as many rows of hard goods to look at. Like, it just is fairly unimpressive by comparison. Even though my store is more expensive, this store, and I know the same thing is true about Pekin. It's just not, there's not as much stuff to see, so you don't end up with as much good stuff to buy, and you don't end up with leaving with a cart full of things to list and have stuff to list when I get home, so that I get my 15 listings today. Yeah, probably won't be back here for a while.